Hey guys, welcome back. Apostle Paul's television channel. I'm Breck. This is episode 20. This one's near and dear to my heart, really near and dear, just because a lot of you probably can relate to what I'm about to talk about. Spent many, many years in Christianity. The title of this one today is called Battlefield of the Mind. I want to ask you guys a question. I want you to think about, have you ever been to a zoo before? I want you to think about, what does it mean to be in captivity? What does it mean to be in captivity? You ever see those animals at the zoo that you've gone to and you see them in a cage and you just think of, wow, how is life so much different for them now compared to the freedom that they had in the wild? You ever think about that? Well, I spent so many years in Christianity, and what I come to realize now that I've been taken out of it is that there is an extreme bondage, torment, and captivity in your mind. Now think about the freedom. If you guys have seen National Geographic, think about the freedom that you see in those animals running free, and they're in the place where they're supposed to be, compared to the captivity of that zoo, those bars. Can you think about like a prisoner in jail? They're in captivity, they're in bondage in that jail cell. Well, that's what I experienced in Christianity, was a bondage, a torment in my mind, captivity. I want to take you to a couple places because there's so many people that are suffering needlessly in Christianity and in torment in their mind. And Christianity has caused a lot of captivity. So I want to go over two things with you. I want to talk about the law. I want to take you to Galatians chapter 5. So I want to give a definition of what the law is. The law, when you read about law in the scripture, or if you think about law, it's living by what you do or don't do. It's living by what you do or don't do, right or wrong. So the focus or the subject is you. Now, the law is living by the 10 commandments. So basically, in trying to live by the 10 commandments, you're trying to qualify, you're trying to purify, you're trying to save yourself and be right with God by keeping the commandments. So the difference between law, which is what you do right, what you do wrong, it's just living by what you do or don't do. So the subject is you. The law is the 10 commandments. And that burden to be right with God by keeping them all. Both of those, the reason why I'm talking about the law is both of those are the foundation of Christianity. They've made it about what you do or don't do. They've made it about you keeping the commandments, which really were put in place and given to show you that you can't. They are God's perfect standard. They are his perfection. They are the requirement of perfection. And not one man in and of himself can keep them perfectly. So I want to take you guys to Galatians chapter 5. Be thinking about this captivity thing. Be thinking about captivity versus freedom. Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. For freedom, Christ frees us. That's an exclamation mark from the Apostle Paul. For freedom, Christ frees us. Stand firm then, and be not again enthralled with the yoke of slavery. What's Paul talking about? Paul's talking about Christ is our freedom. Christ frees us, opens up the jail cell, removes us from the captivity of self-qualification, self-purification, being right with God. All those things, Christ is the fulfiller of the law, perfectly, given to you as a gift. And it's all about what Christ does. That's who God sees. So towards the end of this video, I am going to give you something that has been a tremendous blessing to me, something that my mentor taught me, and that is important to hold on to in your mind, rehearse in your mind, to think on. I was in Christianity for a long, long time. I'm thankful, so thankful to God for him removing me from Christianity, introducing me to his image ministry. Have an amazing mentor there. Apostle George Maitland just helped me tremendously. I'm really grateful for him, grateful for his image ministry. Where, what am I receiving? Well, I'm receiving the truth. I'm receiving the Apostle Paul's letters. I'm learning and growing in that it is all about Christ, God's gift to us. And shortly, I'm going to give you the focus and the gift that has helped my mind tremendously. So Paul says, for freedom Christ frees us. Stand firm then and be not again enthralled with the yoke of slavery, the law, the burden of what you do or don't do in order to qualify, purify, and be right with God. If you want sin to have dominion over you, and it's one of the things that Christianity is so focused on, they're so sin conscious, they're so self-conscious, they're so flesh focused. Why is that? Because the law is the strength of sin. Take you to Romans chapter 6. Check this out, guys. Romans chapter 6. It says in verse 14, for sin shall not be lording it over you, for you are not under law, but under grace. That's the Apostle Paul's message. You're not under what you do or don't do. God's not looking at that. You are under grace, God's unmerited favor, God's ability, God's gift, who is Christ. And I finish this video, this important video, because the battlefield is in the mind. The battlefield is in the mind. I want to take you guys and finish and share with you what has helped me so much. I want to take you to 2 Corinthians chapter 3. I'm taking here a lot. I'm reminded this of a lot. I thank God for it. 2 Corinthians 3, chapter 3, guys, verse 17. Now the Lord is the Spirit. Spirit in the scriptures mean three things. Means life, means mindset, and it means our resurrected body, our spiritual body, depending on the context. Now the Lord is the Spirit, yet where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. This is what has helped me so much, guys, that the focus and the mindset is this, that the Lord serves you. The Lord serves you. It is the Lord's obedience. It is what the Lord does. That God is gifted you. God sees Christ. The Lord serves you. What he serves is perfect because it is what God has done. Christianity has given you the law that puts it on you, what you do or don't do, and bases that on right or wrong. And so I leave you with this. Focus on having a mindset that the Lord is serving you, and what he is serving you is perfect according to what God has done for your purpose. With that, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great rest of your day. The battlefield of the mind is it your responsibility to do right or not do wrong? Or is it God's responsibility? And he has done it perfectly, and the Lord is serving you. The Lord is serving you. See you next time, guys.